Hello, Veronica Torres here. I am reading from our book, The Choice for Consciousness. Ooh, it's sunny out. Choice for Consciousness, Tools for Conscious Living, Volume 1. And I'm on the tool Concurrent and Cascading Fears. And I'll have more comments about this one when after I read it. I have used this one so many times. There are two different patterns that fears follow in response to triggers. With cascading fears, the trigger is followed by a train of fears that are similar. A classic example is when someone cuts you off on the freeway. You react with, "Didn't he see me?" Then the train of cascading fears starts to form. You might next move to the pain you felt when you were not seen and passed over for promotion. Then to the suffering you experienced when you were not seen and not invited to the prom. Before you're even aware of it, you're reliving being 5 years old and being upset because someone took your wagon because they didn't see you playing with it. Cascading fears connect experiences in the present to experiences scattered throughout your history. Not only does this result in you suffering over and over again, but it also doesn't allow you to attend to what the initial trigger was. During this cascading fear pattern, you may hear the voice of an authority figure from your childhood narrating the entire sequence. That's a way to alert yourself to the pattern. You tend to have a favorite cascading fear pattern that you turn to, even if the initial triggers are quite varied. When you catch yourself in this fear pattern, gently remind yourself to come back to the moment, choose to stay in the moment, and allow yourself to be more conscious about your reaction to the initial trigger. In the case of concurrent fears, the trigger is followed by a train of fears on completely different subjects. Each of the fears pertaining to your current experiences rather than going into the past experiences. This pattern is typically used when you are dealing with the top triggers: money, sex, job, housing, relationships, health. You find yourself triggered by one of these, and rather than becoming conscious of the trigger and using it for your growth, you jump to the next subject. You take the triggered state with you and find something to be triggered about on the next subject. This jumping from subject to subject and trigger to trigger is full of suffering. It makes it very difficult to actually transform any one situation. You never stay with it long enough to change it. Concurrent fears can leave you feeling like your life is full of problems and you are unable to cope with any of them. As an example of concurrent fears, let's say you're worried about your marriage. Thinking about your marriage is too triggering, so you jump to thinking about your job. You think about your job until that's too triggering, and then you jump to worrying about your health, and so it goes. Nothing ever changes. Even the thought you have about each of these subjects is unchanging. You simply use the hamster wheel mind to continue to run in circles. Suffering is the result. The key is to pick one subject and stick with it long enough to bring consciousness to it. The pattern will try to draw you away from that one subject, but choose and choose again to stick with it, past the discomfort you are feeling. You are looking for new information, but new information doesn't come from rehashing old thoughts. It comes from insight. When you apply consciousness to one subject, you can actually be in the moment with it long enough to get an aha. Woo! This is what I wrote about it in the beginning. This is my comment when I wrote the book. I think this tool gets the award for the tool with the most awkward name. We never did come up with a more clever way to say it, and we tried. This one is really helpful in alerting you to patterns of habitual fears. I don't know how many times I had done that. Trigger in the moment, and all of a sudden I'm 5 again thing. Being aware of the patterns really helped me change them. And you know, that's really true, because every once in a while someone will call for a session or want to talk to me about something, and I can be like, whoa, totally doing cascading fears or totally doing concurrent fears. And it's just one of those things that when you go, look, that's what I'm doing, it seems to be 99% of the battle of changing it. It's just going, oh, I'm really doing that? Oh my goodness. It's so helpful. Claire had a comment that we included in the book. Let me read that now. For me, this tool combines well with the What is True Now tool. When I find myself spinning off into the past or projecting into the future, I can stop myself short if I just remind myself that what is true now has nothing to do with either the past or the future. It's especially obvious to me when I'm worried about money and just switch over to worrying about my health with no break in between. I'll know that these concurrent fears are just my hamster wheel thinking, taking me out of the moment where my conscious self would actually rather be. So good. Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell you guys about something. So we have this new thing, and they're these cards that we make. Can you see them? I really have the sun coming in today. Anyway, each of the cards is one of the tools from one of our 3 tool books, the Choice for Consciousness series. And I was going to be super groovy and have the card all ready there for you guys so I could show it to you. And as you can tell, I didn't do that. I'm trying really hard to find it. It's probably going to be the last one. Let's see. It is the last one. Anyway, so what we did, let me see if I can get you guys to see that. We shortened it down to just a quick reminder, right? And then you can just pick a card a day for whatever you like, or you can just review them very easily through this. So that whole thing I read is shortened down to that much for your reminder tool. And anyway, this is new. They're new. I'll put the order link in the description of the video, and I'm really excited about them. So you get 53 cards. Super cool. And they come in this groovy little box. Can you tell I'm very excited about this? This has been a big project of ours. Anyway, subscribe to our channel to learn about all other stuff and to get... someone's here. Better go. Thanks, everybody.